Hey everyone, welcome to Tesla Shorts Time, daily episode 522. I'm Patrick in Vancouver. Today is June 25th, 2026. Plenty going on in EV land. Let's get to it. Tesla's dry-electrode patent adds a protective coating to PTFE binder particles to stop lithium ions from breaking them down inside the cell. The filing explains that PTFE particles receive an ionically insulating yet electrically conductive shell before fibrillation. Materials such as carbon black, graphene, or copper form that shell through mechanical fusion. The coating blocks lithium ions and electrons from stripping fluorine out of the polymer and forming lithium fluoride. Coverage targets at least 70% of the particle surface, with 90% listed as preferred. The entire sequence remains solvent-free and works with existing high-speed roll-to-roll electrode lines. From cell-level chemistry, the next question is how that stored energy actually gets used once it leaves the pack. Tesla, Sunrun, and Renew Home announced a partnership to aggregate Powerwall and partner batteries into a 16-gigawatt virtual power plant. The project combines residential systems across the United States to provide grid services at scale. The companies describe the effort as the largest distributed energy resource in the country. For Tesla, the move adds meaningful volume to the energy division while automotive margins remain under pressure. Deployment will draw on both existing home batteries and new customer signups. The partnership gives the energy business a clearer growth path separate from vehicle production cycles. Reports note that energy revenue could outweigh deliveries in the Q2 narrative because storage deployments have shown steady increases while automotive margins face pressure. The 16-gigawatt virtual power plant adds visible scale to the division. Investors are watching whether deployments accelerate further in the second half of the year. The segment offers a different growth profile from vehicle production cycles. Energy storage growth is therefore positioned as a potential larger story than vehicle numbers this quarter. Grid-scale aggregation raises practical questions about how individual vehicles are stored and charged at retail sites. 4 Tesla vehicles caught fire at a dealership in Owings Mills, Maryland. Local fire crews responded to the incident, and the cause remains under investigation. Dealership fires involving multiple vehicles stay uncommon, yet draw attention to storage and charging practices on site. Tesla has not released details on what protocols were in place or any changes under consideration. The event adds one more operational consideration for the retail network even when such incidents remain rare. Retail site questions stand in contrast to third-party hardware that aims to improve the charging experience itself. Xiaomi introduced a robotic arm that locates a parked electric vehicle and connects the charging plug without driver input. The system revives an early Tesla automated charging concept that was never brought to market. Xiaomi's version targets residential driveways and fleet parking lots. The launch shows continued industry interest in removing manual steps from daily charging routines. Tesla has not announced comparable hardware since the original idea first appeared. Tesla China added integration with the Dubao AI model for in-car features. China's public EV charger network exceeded 22.49 million units. Other automakers announced further expansion of local production outside China. The charger milestone reflects continued infrastructure build-out in the world's largest EV market. Tesla's AI integration follows similar moves by domestic brands to enhance voice and assistance systems. While one company works on automating the plug, another is trying to lower the price of the vehicle that needs charging. Slate Auto, backed by Jeff Bezos and led by former Tesla and Amazon executives, announced plans for an electric pickup starting at $24,950. Ross Gerber noted the pricing and suggested Amazon could become a fleet buyer. The vehicle positions itself as a lower-cost option in the small truck segment compared with current electric pickups. Production and availability timelines have not yet been detailed. New vehicle competition pairs with fresh activity in the robotaxi space. Amazon's Zoox revealed an updated purpose-built robotaxi without traditional controls. The revised design supports wider commercial deployment plans for the Amazon subsidiary. The move adds another dedicated player to the robotaxi segment alongside Tesla's Cybercab program. Regulatory developments will shape how quickly any of these vehicles can operate at scale. The United Nations Economic Commission for Europe adopted a new global framework for automated driving systems. The rules set baseline requirements that Tesla's unsupervised FSD and Cybercab programs would need to meet for international markets. The decision creates a clearer certification path in Europe and regions that follow UNECE standards. Manufacturers are now assessing how the guidelines affect timelines already in development. Yesterday's FSD v14.3.3 rollout in Australia shows software still moving forward even as regulators work on these broader frameworks. The update brought brake confirm and speed profiles to Australian vehicles on firmware 2026.16.6. HW4 cars received the software first, while HW3 vehicles remain ineligible for now. Owners in right-hand drive markets have begun testing the features on local roads. The rollout covers only a small percentage of the global fleet so far. Reports also suggest Tesla may bring the stretch 3-row Model YL to North America before July 4th. The vehicle would add a third row while staying on the current Model Y platform. Pricing and range figures have not been confirmed, and Tesla has not issued an official statement. The timing would address buyer segments left open after the Model X left production. Tesla added an expandable trunk organizer to its official shop for the Model Y at a price of $245. The product creates divided compartments for cargo management. It joins other official accessories aimed at improving daily usability. Owners can order the item directly through the Tesla app or website. The launch continues Tesla's pattern of selling vehicle-specific add-ons through its own channels. Tesla launched a competition that rewards winners with lifetime free supercharging. Participants must complete specific in-app challenges or driving goals. The program gamifies charging behavior across the fleet. Winners receive the benefit tied to the individual vehicle. The initiative seeks to increase engagement with Tesla's charging network. Unplugged Performance released a retro-futuristic wheel design for the Cybertruck. The 24-inch C-Weber disc. Wheels feature a disc-style spoke pattern that updates the vehicle's appearance. Owners can order the set directly from the aftermarket supplier. The launch adds to a growing list of third-party styling options for the pickup. The wheels maintain compatibility with the Cybertruck suspension and braking hardware. An owner reported completing a full year of scheduled service on their Tesla in one session. The post highlights how owners track maintenance intervals through the vehicle app. Tesla's service model relies on over-the-air updates and fewer moving parts than ICE vehicles. This approach reduces the frequency of dealer visits compared with traditional cars. Owners continue to share these experiences on X as a way to document real-world ownership costs. Multiple recent crash reports did not name the vehicle make or model in headlines or early paragraphs. The observation points to inconsistent media practices when covering incidents involving different brands. Tesla vehicles often receive explicit branding in similar coverage. The pattern affects how readers initially perceive the story. Community discussion on X centers on whether this omission changes the tone of reporting. Now, one thing worth watching is the dealership fire in Maryland. 4 vehicles burned at the Owings Mills store, and the incident raises questions about how inventory is stored and charged at retail locations. Tesla has not released details on the cause or any adjustments to site protocols. Such events remain rare, yet they draw extra scrutiny to operational practices even when the overall safety record stays strong. The company has systems in place to investigate and adapt, which has helped manage similar low-frequency issues in the past. Dry-electrode manufacturing promises smaller factory footprints and no solvent handling, yet the binder has remained a hidden vulnerability. Lithium ions and electrons can strip fluorine from PTFE, leaving brittle carbon that weakens the electrode web over time. Tesla's patent wraps each binder particle in a protective coating before the film is formed, using mechanical fusion rather than wet chemistry. The coating keeps the solvent-free process intact while adding an ion-blocking yet electron-conducting layer that can reach 90% surface coverage. Materials such as carbon black or copper provide conductivity, so electrons still move through the electrode, while lithium ions stay away from the polymer core. Because the coating is applied dry, the sequence stays compatible with high-speed roll-to-roll lines already installed at Giga Texas and Nevada. For cost per counter-hour targets, any chemical failure mode that shortens pack life would erode the margin advantage dry electrodes are meant to deliver. Before we go, keep an eye on whether coated binder electrodes appear in production packs and how their cycle life numbers compare with current cells. That's your Tesla news for today. TSLA closed at $375.53, down $6.08, 1.6%. If you found this useful, a rating or review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify really helps new listeners find the show. You can also find us on X at Tesla Shorts Time. I'm Patrick in Vancouver. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you tomorrow. And before you go, this show is part of the NARA Network, a family of daily podcasts on tech, science, and markets, each one a short, sharp briefing you can finish on the commute. If today earned its place in your feed, here's your next listen. Fascinating Frontiers, the most fascinating news from space and science. Find every show free at naranetwork.com. This episode used AI voice synthesis of my voice. Editorial selection and analysis are my own.